Did you just restart the thing? Oh, okay. Sorry. Do it again. Do the fourth thing.
George Bush hates America.
You're rolling in 5, 4.
Alright, let's do it.
You're rolling in.
Hi guys, welcome to our channel, Vince and Rue.
Hi guys, I'm catching up into Woo.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. This is Vince.
Rue.
Rue.
It's fine. Welcome, guys. Happy New Year.
Yeah.
I don't think we've spoken to these guys since New Year.
It's
We
been
hope,
a good year.
yeah, we hope the year is treating you well. We're so sorry we didn't upload last week. I was away and we just couldn't do it. So
You just buggered off, right? For like a whole week.
yeah. I had to take some time off. So today, since it's a new year, we thought we would start with some reflections from like our younger self, and obviously that counts from like last year to wherever.
Mhm.
So we thought we would do 10 things I would tell
my
my
younger
younger
self.
self. So I'm gonna give 5 points, and Vince is gonna give another 5 points.
Alright, so obviously I did my list from not really least important. I just put I guess from least to the worst.
Who
Wait,
is the
that's
worst?
the
I don't know what that means.
No. From less important to very important,
Okay.
according to my structure.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I started with was listening to your guts.
Mm.
I think it's a very important thing to do. Everyone should listen to their guts.
Mm.
Not many people do it. Many people just focus on their emotions. They get led by their emotions and end up, making a lot of mistakes because they use their logic. People use too much logic and then they don't follow the heart. Heart and mind have to be in sync.
Mm.
And for me, what I realized was many things that I end up choosing, it wasn't always the best choice. Your best choice already passed. Like a little split second.
Mm.
When your gut says, don't do this or do this, and you just, it's not in your head, it's in your mind. It's just something just passes by you.
So in this instance, is your gut the same as your heart?
My gut is when my mind and my heart are in sync.
Okay. Alright.
When
Okay.
they go together.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because your heart can be deceiving. So is your mind. So
If they're working together, it's a good decision.
it's a good thing. Yeah.
That's a good point. My first one was I would tell my younger self that you are beautiful. Okay, because I remember when I first moved to Australia. I think I was like 10 in like grade 6, and I was so different from everybody else, like the way I looked. And this is the time when you're like nearly in your teens and you're starting to know sort of like what beauty is and stuff like that.
And little changes going on.
Yeah. So like the way other girls around me identified and defined their beauty, like hair wise, makeup. For me, it was so different, and like my skin was darker. I had more stretch marks than other girls.
Stretch marks are good. I have
Because-
stretch marks too.
Yeah, because like I'm generally like as an African, you're a bigger girl, and my skin was darker, my hair was different, and I just never told myself that I was beautiful, and I feel like it affected me, as I grew up as a young lady. So I would definitely just tell my old self, you're beautiful, and you're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
Yes.
Everybody's beautiful.
Yes.
Just gotta believe it.
Yes.
Right. And then number 2, follow what makes you happy. I know it sounds like nothing, but to be honest, most people today, they follow the paycheck. They just have the paycheck. Don't get me wrong. Money is important, makes things go around, but doesn't buy you happiness, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone told me today, I was doing this lady's hair, and she basically told me that she's a nurse and she's trying to like do other things with her life. And she told me that pay slips are like the modern day slavery.
Yeah.
And that is so true when you think about it.
So literally, I think people should aim for financial freedom. Because I'm pretty sure that what makes everyone happy. Instead of
It
being
helps.
rich,
Money helps. Well, We
So-
can't lie and say money doesn't help.
You can be rich, but be rich in things like the stuff you love, what you're passionate about, your goals, what you're aiming for. That should make you happy. But if you're after the money, you'll get there and you'll be like, oh,
Then what?
really? What's that?
My next one was you don't have to fit in. Honestly, I feel like
That's cool.
everybody needs to know this. You don't have to fit in anywhere you are. The reason why you're not fitting in is because you are special. I know that now, but when I was younger, oh my goodness, like I've always been such a different person. I always used to feel guilty for like being a good two shoes, like not wagging class. Like I always wanted to go to class and just do everything by the books. And like once I set my mind to something, I really just want to do that. But then sometimes what I want can be so different from others, from like the majority, and I feel like it really like sort of affected my performance or my development, because I was always so worried about fitting in and trying to be someone that I'm not. And I've realized now that I've actually fully accepted who I am, I've become a much better person.
And my number 3 was be more authentic. Seriously, that's, be yourself. Don't try to impress others. You are your own motivation. Impressing others, you often find that, you really can't impress everyone. There's some people that like what you do. There's some people that don't like what you do. And if you have the tendency to focus on negativity, then that's I do that a lot. But anywho, and also the reason I chose this one was I watch a lot of TED Talks.
You
And yeah, I watch a lot of TED Talks. That's like,
okay.
okay, all right. And they say you should go at your own pace and don't hide behind closed doors. And I was like, before I didn't know what I meant, and then the more I kept watching and watching, you're like,
Show the original self.
because I don't know why, but at some point you start, trying to please other people, and you waste time pleasing them instead of doing something that could be building yourself. And then eventually you're led so far astray that by the time you realize, oh my gosh, I should have been focusing on myself. Sometimes it's too late, or sometimes the gap is so big you don't really see how you're able to go back to working on yourself.
Definitely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, be more authentic.
My next one is your parents don't hate you. I'm pretty sure my parents are gonna be happy watching this. I'll probably never admit this to them, but I really, I will tell my younger self that your parents do not hate you. They really want the best for you. They may not know how to express or how to best express it, and then I also may not have known how to best understand them, so that could have been the issue. But they certainly did not hate me. They wanted the best for me, and everything that they taught me, to be honest, even though sometimes I would like storm to my room and cry and like scream and not be happy, it's literally turned me into like the best version of myself. So I would tell myself that my parents don't hate me.
If your parents hate you, that's
It feels like they
tough.
don't you agree to that?
Sometimes
you're like, but like, Mom, if you loved me, you let me do this.
Yeah, I think that's where we get it wrong.
Yeah.
I think from both sides, because we tend to think, love is all the good things. Because there could be, tough love.
That's deep.
I think all parents have this tough love thing. They're trying to mold us into better individuals. And I think why we think that is because of their struggles. They went through, a tough time to get to where they are. So initially they're trying to make sure that we never have to repeat their own, mistakes or go in the same footsteps of hardships.
Most definitely.
And then that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, we're like, well, the way you're molding us makes it feel like you want us to always use your own, your shadow, wherever you came from. You want us to see it, you want us kind of like walk into that shadow to understand where you came from.
But I think parents at the same time know how harsh the world can be.
Yeah.
And that's why they want you to be so strong. Like, honestly, if you're a young person going through something like this where you feel like your parents don't understand you. Actually, I did this little poll on my Instagram yesterday, right? And I saw it's sort of like a meme or whatever, like a quote that says, to be honest, a lot of our parents don't actually understand us. And a lot of people actually responded saying that, like, some people responded saying, look, I'm an adult, my parents don't need to understand me. And a lot of people were like, oh, now that I'm older, I realize that my parents actually understand me more than I thought they did. And then the younger people said that they feel so misunderstood because sometimes you do things and you're excited about them. They're not necessarily bad things, but you're scared to show them to your parents because you don't know how they're going to react. Because you might think maybe it's a taboo in the house or in the culture or whatever. So I think that was a lot of it was misunderstanding between children and parents, which is fair because the context they grew up in is completely different.
Don't let anyone tell you you cannot do it because you can.
Preach.
It's not impossible. You should try and fail. So, yeah. I'm pretty sure you took over that point, but since you don't have any of those points anymore.
I did not take over any of your points.
Okay. Anyways, so let me just go ahead with this one. Guys, when you listen to other people's advice after telling them your own ideas, they can be very devastating depending on how you are as a person and how you take advice. So if you're like me, you take advice, that's negative, you can turn to positive. If you're like her, she'll take time to process it until, she uses it as a positive. And sometimes she might latch onto it, and it'll hurt her, and she'll probably cry about it or something. No? I'm just giving an example.
Hey.
It's an example, right?
Right.
But yeah, see, and then for other people, they might not recover when you tell them something that negative. So, yeah, literally just do it first. And then if you fail, keep trying until you make it right.
I think the biggest... Am I allowed to comment?
Yes, please, please.
I think the biggest obstacle in success or just having a happy life in general is fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
We should I think if you really want to do something, just get out there and do it. Most of the times people will even support you, you're surprised.
Yeah.
And then you realize you've been limiting yourself, losing a lot of dollars because you've been scared to do something.
But that's only when you don't sit on your gift. That's only when you show it and when you start making it to reality. So if people see that you actually love doing what you're doing and you're working so hard on it, they'll definitely support you. But if you show that, I guess, insecurity or you don't have a vision of where you're going, then yeah, people would tell you, what are you even doing?
True, I feel like people give back what you give them.
Yeah.
In a way, if people can sense that you're insecure and that you're not confident and that you're scared and that you don't believe in what you're doing, then they will respond in that way.
Yeah.
Because people are actually intimidated by a strong, confident person. They really are, and they'll never say crap when it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you do everything right and it's actually showing, they won't be able to say anything. Even the most negative people won't be able to say something negative.
It'll shut them right up.
Yeah.
And sometimes you realize that sometimes people want to argue with you. This is why I always say, don't be fearful and have confidence in what you're doing. Because sometimes people will comment just to put you down, like one comment, and then you sort of think, you feel like, it's an argument, and then you respond, and all of a sudden they have nothing to say. Like, it's done. Now, had you been, fearful, and had you taken that feedback so personally and just ignored it and ruined, your business or stopped whatever you were doing, then you would have lost. Sometimes people are just so uncomfortable with your success that they just want to do something to scare you off. So they'll say one comment, and then they'll put you down. Well, just respond. Whenever someone says something negative, respond and stand by your word, stand by whatever you're doing, and you'll notice they'll shut the hell up.
See, if you watch Lethal Weapon 4, like I suggested, we have this thing where when someone negative says something to you and they have nothing to say because, you're just that good, you say, glorious.
Yeah, and then you realize if it's actual criticism, like constructive criticism, then they'll actually have a counter response to whatever you have to say afterwards. So never give up on the first.
And take those L's.
Take your L's with pride. Honestly, reflect and write them down and say, I'm not doing this again. Ha ha ha. This is literally what I do in my diary. I'll be like, ha 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 ha. Oh my God, Rujeko, I can't believe you did that. No more doing that. And you never do it again.
The easiest thing is if you have a board full of L's, right? Pretty sure by the time if you're like L here, L here, L here, L here. Yeah, don't do that. And then that little success, you all see all those L's that you've never repeated because you've already have them covered.
Yeah.
And you have a little success. And you will take so much pride with that little success because, you had to take all these failures just to get to that one little thing.
So it feels so special and it feels so good. Because you've worked so hard, you've tried so many times. So by the time you get there, it's pretty damn special.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I think this kind of links into my next point.
Oh no! Now I know why you're so happy. I used the point to the last.
My next point was prayer. I would tell my younger self to pray. Because now I have learned that God is my best friend when my mom's not answering her phone. My best friend when Vince is sleeping, and I can't wake him up because I don't know.
Wake up.
He likes to sleep.
Yeah.
When those people are bullying me, when I'm having trouble at work, when I'm stressed about school, when I'm stressed about my business, when I don't know how to do something, God is always there. Like, talk to God all the time. It will save you a lot of stress and it will save you a lot of emotional struggle and it will save you a lot of depression. You don't have to be alone. Like, God is always there. Sometimes in the world, like when I was younger, sometimes I would feel so alone because one, I'm not fitting into whatever group I'm in. My parents are not understanding me or I'm not understanding them. I don't have anyone to talk to. I don't have any friends. I don't have any family that I can call. But God is there. Had I known that, guys, I would be somewhere else right now. Honestly, God is everything. When you put God in your life, things are just so simple. And I think the biggest fear we have or the biggest assumption we have is that to talk to God, you need to know the whole Bible or you need to reference all the stories in the Bible like this sir does, or you need to be like that deacon in the church that talks in tongues. No, God is just a simple word away. I like to write my prayers down in the morning. I write my prayer. Before I get into work, I'll get there like 5 minutes early. I'll be sitting in the car, writing my prayer. Or I'll be driving and I'll be talking to God. Like, it's so casual. Like, He's my own personal person that does not judge me and I can talk to anytime. So guys, prayer, I repeat, pray. It will get you places.
And with that, you can pray to God anytime, any place, anywhere. Like even in the most ridiculous situations, you can be in stuck in traffic. You can talk to Him like, yo.
My God, if you get me out of this, I will love you forever.
Which people don't do, but anyways, even in the toilet.
Okay.
Honestly, yeah.
Is that what you do?
Sometimes there's moments where you need God in the toilet.
What?
I know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
I know what you're
You know what I
talking
mean?
about.
Yeah. That's it.
In the toilet? What do you need God in the toilet for?
I'm pretty sure people.
Constipation.
See, you need Him in that moment. You can do it. Don't feel guilty or bad. It's
God help me.
I mean, if he's around you, with you, why not? He's already there. He's already chilling. He's waiting.
Let's get some nice.
Yeah. So yeah, he's right there. So use it. Use that opportunity. Why? And even in the like doing your exam, even when you're procrastinating, even if you're doing last minute stuff,
You would know.
you can still pray.
Say guilty.
It'll help. I mean, it works.
I would know.
It works.
Yeah.
Yeah. So don't put yourself like, oh my God, the priest is using all the Bibles, using the New Testament, the Old Testament. Like, bro, if what you need, it can be a 30-second prayer, it can be 5 seconds, like, get me through the day. And I'm pretty sure, so that's the thing, the more you do it, the better you become at it.
Yeah, the easier it comes, the better the relationship becomes.
And obviously, because I know there's this one time where
Can I just argue with that, with your point, like the way you worded it?
okay.
The better you become at it. I don't think there's a perfect way to talk to God, or there's a specific way to talk to God.
Yeah.
So I feel like the better the relationship, the more comfortable you get.
I'm more confident.
To converse with
Alright.
God. Not that you become perfect, because there's no right or wrong way to pray.
So
In my opinion.
let me correct that.
Okay.
So the more you do it, the more
Only if
confident.
you agree.
Yeah, I agree with it.
Cool.
The more confident you become. The times where you say a prayer where you're like, I killed that. The times where you're not even, like when you're sitting in church sometimes, you're not, how can I say, you're not into the vibe for that day or something. And then all of a sudden, someone out of the blue just says, Vince, can you pray out for
The
us?
way you avoid eye contact with whoever's leading
Yeah,
the
and you're
service
like-
that day.
Yeah.
Because you don't want them
You're
to,
like,
to say, Vince,
Mate.
can you pray for us? Every time they get asked to pray, I'm like, oh crap.
And then you're praying like, oh, that was not so hard.
Yeah.
That was not so good.
And we're going home, we're like, you did really good.
Yeah.
Babe."
And I think the thing is when someone asks you to pray and you're expecting it and you know it, you already know what to say. Everything is
Oh,
already
you
covered.
prepped
You
it,
already
yeah,
prepped
you
it.
made us.
Oh no, it's not even prep. It's like there's so many things that are happening that
You can talk about
you
it.
can talk about.
Yeah.
Whereas if someone just asks out of the blue and you're dealing with a computer and you're like,
Oh.
me? And you stand up and sometimes it just goes with the flow. You just think of all the things that happened during that service and during the week and just go ahead. Even if it's not your best prayer, you'll find something. Just don't fear it. Don't fear it. It's daunting. It's daunting. But
It's just God.
No, I'm trying to.
Oh, you mean doing it?
Yeah, doing it. Because there's a difference between praying in front of
Yeah.
your friends and praying in front of your church.
Or
Like,
praying for yourself.
or if you're dead, your parents are there, and they're like, "Oh, okay, my son's praying today," and you're like, "Oh no, let's get this right."
Yeah.
But there's no right or wrong.
Yeah.
It's what you want to ask God to do for your life. So
Amen.
number 5 was don't take life so seriously. She already done is relax, but it's more than that. It's deeper than that. Have the wisdom to accept the things you can change, and the serenity to accept the things that you can change. You are not all-seeing, almighty. You have your strengths and weaknesses. If you're strong in this, then obviously that's what you're inclined to do. If you're weak at something, don't be discouraged.
Yeah.
You can actually overcome that at some point, right? So don't worry about small things that you can do anything about at that moment. Eventually, it's gonna come a time where you don't have enough knowledge, enough information, enough practice to get over that little thing. And also, you have to go through those things to become the best version of yourself.
Amen.
So either way, I don't know why. I mean, I know people do it, but I don't know why you'll be crying over, failing at something. You should literally accept it. That's the only way you actually.
But it's
can
okay
do
to
something.
cry when you fail.
All right, it is.
Yes, I feel like
I'm
I'm
telling
attacking
Yeah, she want. I
I'm
don't like
sorry.
crying.
I'm sorry for
I don't
attacking you,
cry.
but
I don't cry.
I just
I'm
don't
not
agree
crying.
with some of the things you're saying. I'm like,
If you cry, you can cry. If you don't do crying, get out somewhat. Don't keep it in. Let it out, right? That's
So,
what
yes.
I get from. All right.
Yeah. He's approaching it from a manly point of view. It's still okay to cry. Just as long as you pick yourself up after and you get on with it and you fix it so that you don't cry anymore. Yeah.
And those stupid or good decisions that you make are what will actually define you 5-10 years from now.
That's deep.
And just make sure though that you have the right guidance. You have the right people backing you. And of course your trusty Bible on the side.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
And leading into my next point, you're doing it at the right time because there's a time and place for everything.
Take the journey out.
Yeah.
I think people worry about the destination so much that they forget that the journey
Oh,
can
no,
be the
today.
destination. Yeah. I think I read that somewhere. That's good.
See, reading
I remember
is
it.
good,
Yeah,
right?
reading is good. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, you
Yeah.
actually, you're living your destination because you're gonna get there. And you're like, oh my god, all steps are there, all brick road I follow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a straight road. You know, there's a time and a place for everything. Things will happen in their own time. Things will happen in God's time.
Yeah.
We can
Know your
plan
time,
what we
yeah,
can
yeah.
plan. Stay prepared so that you're ready for whenever it happens.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean to say that you just sit down and wait for God to tell you it's time. No, you prepare yourself so that when God says it's go time, you're ready. And I think that's the journey of life. Preparing for those big moments that God says, time to go. And you're ready, you go, you don't disappoint. Execute, and you accept God's gift with open, wide hands, and you're ready to receive your blessing. Because if you haven't prepped yourself, sometimes the blessings that God gives you are actually too big and you can't handle them. And that's how sometimes we lose amazing things. Like you get this amazing opportunity and you're like, how in the world did I lose that? It's because you didn't prepare yourself.
Yes. If you don't know where you're going, you
Try
better
to
try.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just spend time making goals and plans to get you to the place where you're trying to go.
Amen. And
just
God
start walking.
can only help you if you want to be helped. You gotta put your hand up and say yes.
You can expect. I prayed last week, so it's gonna work today. No, I mean
You gotta keep at it.
Going.
Yeah.
At times you're just like, don't forget to pray.
Mhm.
You're like, oh yeah, then you do it. That's a good thing.
But even if you just say thank you God for the day, that is it. God understands. God knows what's in your heart. You know, it doesn't have to be a 20-minute prayer every time. I know there's some prayer warriors out there like our mothers. Woo! When our mothers pray, it's like, oh my God. And you know, we're actually so grateful that we have such people to pray for us. Because I feel like sometimes we slack. But honestly, anytime I need a prayer, I call my mom. And also, guys, if you feel like you don't know how to pray, find a friend or find someone or your mom or your dad. You can call and say, look, I'm feeling overwhelmed.
And we live in
Can
a
you pray
digital
for me?
world now.
Exactly. You can
Right,
literally
you
look
can
up
Google it,
prayer on
YouTube
Google. That is so true, guys. They're like amazing scriptures on YouTube that you can even listen to when you're going to work. There's podcasts.
And
There's
apps.
everything, exactly. So there's no excuse not to have God in your life. You have to get all those blessings, you know?
Like that just puts all those 10 things in just that one thing.
Yeah, God is the center of it all.
Geo single D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Geo sympathy. Oh, okay.
Snoop Dogg. He said that.
No, I didn't. Oh, okay. I thought you said Snoop Dogg. You said that. I'm not.
How are you in such a good ending though?
I'm sorry.
Okay. Keep going.
I apologize.
I accept your apology.
Okay, thank you. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. If you like this video, let us know. And if you guys want us to talk about any other things for the new year, you know, planning, faith, you know, we're always happy to. So just send it to our DMs on social media or just down below in the comments.
And if you feel shy when you're commenting, you can inbox. So stupid.
Yeah.
Take inboxes. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching again. We hope to see you next time.
Sayonara.
Bye.